Hey everyone. So, the game ends in a Desmond. How disappointing is that? Frustrating. Really frustrating. First question though. Is it a fair result at the end of it all? I think probably. We probably didn't do enough to really ensure that we took all 3 points. There were opportunities in the game for us to put it beyond them. I'm thinking particularly Maddison's strike, that if that had been just, a foot to the right, could have been a totally different story. But listen, this is an Everton team and a club that feel that every decision is going against them. Whatever happens, whatever's gone on, that's how they feel. They've got this real siege mentality. And without that 10-point deduction, they'd be up there next to Chelsea, right? Mid-table, secure, grinding out the right results to keep them fairly comfortable in the league. It's only the 10-point deduction that's really kind of put them down there. So it's a false position, in my opinion. Are we a better squad than them? Yes. Have we got better players than them? Yes. But at the same time, you've got to have that where they click and they work well together and they have that mentality. We've had it. We've been doing it. The never say die, the keep going till the end kind of mentality. I personally feel that the changes we made right towards the end of the game probably don't help. And I know we need to. I know you've got to protect some of our players and stuff like that. Maddison, for instance, and and Bentancur. You've got to try to protect those players, but they are so key for us. For me, I'd have liked to have seen Bentancur carry on, and I'd have preferred to have seen Højbjerg come off. Now, I'm not saying Højbjerg had a terrible game. I didn't think he had a terrible game, but the amount of loose balls that he kind of keeps giving away, it's just something that happens so often. It just frustrates me because we know he could pick a pass, and we know he can, show his passion and get right involved. But the sloppiness just really frustrates me. And I'm not saying that led to the defeat, but the draw rather. But what it does is it puts you under pressure because you're constantly on the back foot, because you're not holding it in that midfield and being able to kind of break forward and keep them under pressure. We started the second half really well. We were pushing on. We were in control and all that. And then for whatever reason, we kind of started to drop back, started to hold off, started to give away passes and stuff. And that encourages the other team. So when it encourages the other team, you're kind of looking at it, you're thinking, here we go. And I'll be honest with you, as I was watching it, I was almost at the point where I just could see it coming. I didn't think we had enough to keep it to the win. I was hoping and really fingers crossed, but you could just see it coming. And then you get a couple of very minor penalty shouts, which on another day I've seen given. I'm sorry, but I've seen them given. Goodison had a touch of the Everton players. Was it Beto? Had his shirt. You could see it in the replay, and I'm like, we've seen them given. You've got older, Kulu pulling someone's shirt, Romero pulling something. We've seen them given, right? So I thought, I didn't think it was a penalty, but I thought it's just our luck, With the first goal, Everton's first goal, I'm having a debate over it, and I get it, and I really understand. But for me, I thought it's just, and I'm just listening to the commentators afterwards, and they're like, Crouchy and Cole, and they're going, he's got to do better there. He's but I just can't see it. If you're there and someone is running into you or pushing you blocking you off so you've got no opportunity to get the ball, then for me, I don't see that is right. I get it. There ain't a lot in it. And for me, I think he needs to really push him out of the way, give himself a bit of space to kind of move, attack the ball and take him out. What he needs to do is he needs to take the ball and the man to kind of discourage that kind of treatment, because I think they're right. It's something that's going to be picked up on all the time, and it's something that they're going to push him on. So for me, I think, you've got to get into that and really, really give him something back. And I think too much is looking for protection from the referee. And when you've got a referee like Michael Oliver today, he wasn't going to give it. And to be fair, there's some opportunity, there's some bits in that where I thought maybe that could have gone against us, and it didn't. And I'm like, well, okay, so can I complain too much? Probably not. I was hoping and praying that their second goal was going to be offside. If it had been, I'd have been like, we got away with it, because there's just no way that's just too tight. And I hate those really, really tight decisions. I really feel it's poor. It kills the game. And I think they probably, it's a legitimate goal. And again, I think maybe Vicario, as he sees it played off of Romero, maybe should have been coming out to, watching the flight of the ball and just come out and clattered it, whereas he kind of stayed on his line expecting, but it came so close to him that he's kind of halfway down before Braithwaite is heading it in. So maybe he could have done a little bit better there. But listen, like the guy's an unbelievable keeper. I mean, the one he cleared off the line with his feet, fantastic goalkeeping, really didn't give up on it and was really trying to make sure that he was protecting that goal. So you can't really complain about him. Richarlison, 2 more goals to his tally. What's that, 9 in 8? 2 really, really good goals as well. Udogie, playing that ball into him at pace. That's not easy. That's not easy to do. And then the second goal, obviously, lovely little layoff from Maddison, who's so key to this team. That's why I kind of think, taking him out of the team is, I know he needs protection, but it's just such a loss when you lose him because he's so influential. But Richarlison burying that one, fantastic. But I have to say, after that, he kind of become non-existent in the game. And again, another one who frustrates me because his first touch always seems to let him down. The ball kind of bounces off of him and goes to the opposition, or he goes down too easily. And that's what frustrates me. And I think, obviously, this team's new and young and working together and developing and all the rest of it. So listen, I'm not losing my mind over it. I'm not a clickbait type of response, right? I see it and I know, and I'm happy we're moving in the right direction. And a draw at Goodison is not the end of the world, right? We are still in 4th position. We've gained a point. We've not lost a point or lost 3 or whatever. We're still in it. We're still in the mix. There's still results to go against Villa. And I've always said at the beginning, getting into Europe would be a great result. I think Villa are the ones that we really need to challenge on it. I think Liverpool been unbelievable this season. Man City are Man City. They're a juggernaut. Arsenal, as much as I hate to say it, playing really well, getting the results. They look like a team that's developing as well. So it's always going to be out of us and Villa, who are, 2 teams who wasn't expecting to be there. So for us to be battling it out with them is progress. So I'm not distraught over it. And I know there are people watching this that will be absolutely fuming at it. 2 set pieces, 2 goals against. We've got a really good defence there. Van der Ven was immense today. Really, really immense. Porro made some great tackles in defence. Not as great going forward today, but really good defensively, I thought. Udogie, whatever you say it, again, playing, further up the pitch. I still feel they need to use Werner more early. You need to get that ball to him early, give him something to go in. The opportunity he had, again, another one. I know it was called offside anyway, but another one where someone with confidence would have just lifted that over the keeper or squared it You know, there was a player coming in. So I feel like we had opportunities, but it's early days, and one season is not going to fix it. Two windows is not going to fix it, right? But it's all adding to it. You've still got Son not back. You've still got Bissouma not back. You've still got Bentancur only playing half a game. You've still got Maddison only just back. You've still got Dragusin, who's not played a full game yet. You know, there's so much to kind of be happy about, but it's a results game, right? It's a results business. We need the win. We wanted to get equal with the scum. We wanted to put 3 points between us and Villa, but it's still moving up. It's still moving in the right direction. You have to keep the faith. You have to keep believing. Disappointing, frustrating, but it's progress. We're going in the right direction, and there will be other teams that will go to Goodison and will not get a result. I guarantee it. But, of course, we've got to work on the set pieces. We've got to work with Vicario about what he does, because I think there were two avoidable goals. I think Joe Cole, actually, Crouchy was asked the question, what does he need to do in that situation? What's he supposed to do in that situation? Totally avoided the question and just waffled on a little bit, a bit like me. But then when it went to Joe Cole, he said, they need to put a player in front of it, create that gap. But again, if you go in front of Vicario and you've got someone backing into you and you're pushing them away, potentially you're giving a penalty away. It's just so unclear in the penalty area what is a foul, what isn't a foul, what you can do, what you can't do. And I get it; it's a big melee in there. I mean, you look at it from the other end. You've got the Everton player literally had his arms around Van der Ven and dragged him to the floor. No penalty. So I honestly don't know what is right and what is wrong in this day and age with football. I don't know what you can do, what you can't do. Sometimes I think it's really, really soft. Sometimes I think, well, that's a bit harsh. But listen, it is what it is. And we just have to keep on, supporting the team and looking for that improvement and so on. We're going to be frustrated today. We're going to be disappointed. Let's go away. Let's have a couple of beers. Let's calm down. Let's watch the other results as they unfold and let's see what other results come in today. With a bit of luck, Villa get beat. With a bit of luck, Arsenal get beat. And we're no worse off than we were at the start. Well, actually, we're one better off if those two teams lose. So, it may not happen, but it's football. And in the Premier League, as I've said before, any team can beat any team. You would not have put your house on Luton beating Brighton 4-0. You wouldn't have. You would not have called that. And if you do call that, you're a better man than me, because I didn't see that coming, right? And I know my predictions are pretty poor, because I said this was going to be a 1-0. So, I don't know how I end up getting on Dave the Irish Hotspur's podcast to predict the scores, because I very rarely get them right. So, no point listening to me. But listen, thanks for the feedback on the previous video, by the way. I won't be doing a thumbnail. I won't be doing an intro video for sure. It's not me. It's not what I do. I just sit here and I just ramble on about how I feel the game went and what I can see and try to give you 10, 15 minutes of entertainment that you might wanna look at. And for the guy who asked me what that was, I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but yeah, it's a wooden spider. So enjoy. Anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll leave it there, and I'll see you after the next game. Up the Spurs.